Roy Hodgson has departed the club and there'll be no Patrick Vieira here as the Eagles dare to dream. It's time for Yorkieman to take control. Yo boys, what's going on? This is Yorkieman here and welcome to episode number 1 of this Crystal Palace save here on FIFA 21, and I cannot wait to get going. I can't wait to be in charge here at Crystal Palace. I genuinely cannot. This is going to be fantastic. I've not done a Premiership club yet so far. Crystal Palace have been a very old-style football team for a while, playing a brand of football that isn't particularly pretty to the eye, but gets the job done. We are about to change that. We're going to rip up the script, and we're going to change exactly what the philosophy here at Crystal Palace is. Now, first of all, if you're new around here, please smash the subscribe button. I really appreciate that. Would mean a lot to me. Secondly, this is going to be as realistic as we can do. This is what we like to do on the channel. Now, I get it. After a few seasons, it will get a little bit wackier because, of course, the club's rep will have improved and we improve and we do better and better. But in the early seasons, we're going to try and keep it fairly realistic. So when you're suggesting your players, please try and keep them realistic. Maybe some unknown talent. I do want to hint at a bit of a Dutch theme in this team. I like the idea of that. So young Dutch talented players, let me know. I would love to sign them up. Also, I haven't done any of the transfers. There was no way I was going through and doing every team's transfers, so I thought that I won't do Palace's, so the players that left the club haven't left and the players that came in haven't come in. But we could do that by letting the players go on a transfer fee and bringing in the players, because I've actually spent quite a bit of money this year at Crystal Palace. Of course, there's going to be players out on loan. I believe the young centre-back from Chelsea will be out on loan, so we won't be able to do that deal, but we will do the Elise deal. I also am going to make a huge focus to try and get through this first season as quickly as possible, so there will be quite a lot of simming just in this first season to get it done and dusted, so we're more on an even keel of where we are now in real life. But that's enough of that. That is enough of that. Let's go look at the squad. I have to be honest with you. I have to be 100% with you here, boys. I don't actually know that much about this Crystal Palace squad. I'm going to know players as we go through, but I don't know that many. This is probably going to be the worst rated club we started out. We've done Bayer Leverkusen and Villarreal, and they started with some really good quality in their teams. Yeah, they didn't have a ton of quality across the board, but they had some very, very good players in their squads. This is probably going to be a complete opposite scenario, and we're probably going to spend a lot more time mid-table. I think we got Europe instantly in both those clubs. That's not going to be the scenario here. It's going to be a grind out to get Europe. So we've got Wayne Henderson. I did not know that they had Jack Butland, but I'm not upset about that. I think Jack Butland could be good. Guaita, of course, goalkeeper number 1. Now keep an eye on the players that will be running out of contracts. Wayne Hennessy, I don't know who they actually let go, but they let go of a lot of people. Patrick Van Aanholt, I would love to keep him, but I don't think we will do. Mitchell, the young 20-year-old Englishman, he's going to get a big rise in the next game. Now we've got Hanneman. Hanneman. Yeah, he's not going to do much for us, is he? Boateng. You never know. Some of these young players could do really well and come through. I don't mind giving the youth an opportunity. Scott Danhill be leaving at the end of his contract. We've got James Tompkins, 31. We really are old. Sacco, I don't believe they re-signed him either, so he will be gone at the end of his contract. Like I say, we might try and sell these players now actually instantly, because they've gone in real life, so we're going to transfer list them instantly now, just at the principle of trying to get the money in so that we can make the signings that we've done in real life, because I don't think the budget's going to be done. Now I need to check if Patrick Van Aanholt actually left in real life. Yo boys, there's a lot. There's a lot. There's a lot of players leaving this club, so Wayne Hennessy is going to go up on the transfer list as well. I'm going to leave Van Aanholt so far. Apparently he's not been offered a deal yet, but he doesn't say that he's left the club yet. We've got Martin Kelly here, Kiate. Gary Cahill has left. He's been placed on the "you're leaving." Joel Ward, another one placed on the "you are leaving." There's a lot here, players. There's a lot. Nathaniel Klein, of course, we already know, has gone and left the club. So there's going to be a lot of players to move out. But if I'd have just released these, they wouldn't have given us the budget that it looks like Palace are going to spend in real life. So it just wouldn't have made sense. Riedveld, we've got there. See, there is a little bit of a Dutch feel here already, and I just want to keep that. I just want to maintain that feel. Eze, I'm looking forward to using him. Got Kirby out on loan there. James MacArthur. Yeah, Andros Townsend apparently exactly the same, which is a shame because he's quick. He'd be very, very good for us, but leaving the club. We've got Brandon Avero here. We're gonna list him because I imagine he's left. Wilf Zaha, he's surely the big player for us in this series from the bat. But I do want to know if you guys think if the reasonable bid does come in for Wilfried Zaha, if we'd let him go, because if I'm being honest with you in real life, I think he deserves the opportunity. Now, Palace might be a better team in coming years. This is not me hating on Palace, but they're mid-table at best, right? Zaha, for me, is far better than mid-table. At least Europa League quality. So, do we let him go if the right bid comes in? You'd have to let me know what you think about that. We've got Jordan Ayew here as well. Batshuayi's on loan, so we will have him for his first season. Let me know if you think we should pick him up in the future, as well as Mateta. I believe Mateta's a 2-season loan as well, so I'm actually really looking forward to using him. Connor Wickham in real life has gone. And the dreaded Christian Benteke, who for a brief period of time, if he was an Aston Villa fan, was absolutely fantastic. It's not been the same case since. So that's going to be that scenario with the squad. We're going to have to wait for some players to leave. And of course, what we should do instantly now is look at the budget, look at what the board want, but also probably go in and sign Elise. So the budget is 28.35 million and 288k on the wages. I mean, that is a hefty amount of wages for the kind of players we're going to be looking at in this first season. We probably are going to be looking at the teams that got relegated, championship sides, maybe some Scottish clubs. They're the teams we're going to look at. And of course, a very pacey, tricky Dutch winger. Just for you, you know who you are, but we're getting him. This is the save where we finally use him. I'm actually a huge fan of this kid in real life, so it doesn't bother me whatsoever. We will scout him just to see the budgets and what it's going to cost, but I think he's fantastic in real life, so I think it's a brilliant signing actually for Palace, if I'm being honest, in real life. And they bring in Eze, they bring in Elise now, they're bringing in these good young talents from the Championship that could eventually, they build their team around this. I think it's a smart bit of business. I'm excited to get to use him. Now, unfortunately, I'm looking for Jacob Montes, who they signed as well, but I cannot see him there, so we were not going to be able to bring him in, which is strange because he was playing at the Revolution in the MLS, so it's strange that he's not in the game. There's, of course, the 19-year-old centre-back, Mark Gui. Not a clue, but he's out on loan at the minute, so we will add him, and we will sign him definitely next season. There's also Remy Matthews on a free transfer. We're not going to do that one. I can't do the Jacob Montes one, and there is one more that says at the end of the loan, Jaroslav Žák. We'll look at him next season because it says end of the loan, so we'll look then. Now, I am quickly looking through, and it does appear that Patrick Van Aanholt did leave. So I'm gutted. So we do need to get rid of Patrick Van Aanholt as well. I was really looking forward to using him. We did, of course, pick the friendly cup that gives us the most amount of money possible. We're going to look at the Youth Academy as well as Vision and Expectations because I want the Youth Academy to actually be very good for us. Let's look at Vision and Expectations so far. Now, this is the beauty of being at Palace. It should be pretty easy to achieve these goals this season because they're all low apart from one medium. Sign at least 2 players younger than 20 years old with potential. I mean, we're going to do that already. Elise will be one of them. And the young rapid Dutch left mid will be the other. Get 5 wins in away matches this season. I hope we can achieve that. There's no continental because we're not in it. Mid-table in the Premiership and the round of 16 in the FA Cup. And then the medium ones is keep player salary growth under 10%. That might be difficult, but we are letting go some players on big salaries, so maybe not so difficult. We'll take a quick look at the Youth Academy, somewhere where I want us to be strong. And there is really only this kid, this Peruvian. Left back / centre back. He's not greatly rated overall already, but he is 15 and okay potential. We're probably going to get rid of the rest, though. Let me know suggestions down below where you'd like our youth scout to go. I do feel like maybe the first one that we send out should probably go to England, and we bring in some young English talent in here, but also give me other nations you think we should scout that you'd like to see players come from. Also got a first scout report here. Now, usually, there's not too many great players in here, but we've got Hayden Roberts, we've got Victor Ferreira, who is actually really good, Mason Greenwood, Kai Janahova. I mean, I'd be cool with that, but he's only just signed for them, so it wouldn't be this season that we went in for him, but he didn't particularly do it last time around, did we? We've got Ben Johnson, Brandon Williams. Maybe a loan deal we could do there for the left back. There is no one blowing me out of the water here, apart from Todd Cantwell could be good. But remember, I did put Norwich in the Prem in this one. I put all the teams that got to the Prem in and the teams that obviously got relegated out. But that is the only change I've made to the database. Getting hit with some early transfer offers here. And like I spoke about, Wilfried Zaha by Leverkusen coming in for him. 36.5 million is... It's a little bit laughable, isn't it, really? Certainly not going to let him go for 36.5 million. Or even really particularly close to that. I wouldn't want what Palace want in real life in the 70 odd, but I'd want like to the 50 range. So we're going to reject that, especially for Bayer Leverkusen. Christian Benteke as well. An interesting one. He's only 74 rated. I don't particularly want to keep him, but I think for this season, we probably should, considering the amount of players that are going to be leaving the club. for season number 1, we probably should keep him around. Well, Leicester coming in here now for Zaha, and they want to trade Cengiz Under. Now, I do actually really like Under. I'm not going to lie. I am a fan. But no, that's not a good deal. That's not a good deal. They pay 11 million as well. We're going to reject that. But the bids so far for Zaha are a little bit underwhelming. So I think at least for this season, he'll be here with us. Now, here we go. Now we're getting some proper bids in. We've got a bid in here for MacArthur and Sacco, of course. Both players left the club already. This should give us more than anything wages. So I'm going to accept both because they got released on a free. So as much as I want some of the cash to bring in the players that they've got or already bought, these guys, they went on free, so I'm not going to renegotiate these. I'm just going to take them at face value for what they are. I'm going to hire another scout here from Estonia. So I didn't even know you could get scouts from Estonia. I'm going to set up some of these so that we can get some players being looked at. We've got France, England, and we're going for, as well, the Netherlands and Scotland to look for young, cheap talent there. So we'll accept the bid here from Everton for Van Aanholt, and as you can already see, that'll be 3 of the players here that have been let go, gone. But what we have to understand is look at the wages that we're going to be saving. Van Aanholt's on 41, 38. There's a lot of money going to be saved in wages here at Palace. We're probably going to end up with quite a sizable budget just on the wages that are saved. Gary Parker has come back for Elise. We're going to go in for him straight away. Let's get him in the transfer hub. And it's a good job we got the scout report back as quickly as possible because the transfer has already been accepted for Utrecht. We'll get a deal done here, though. I believe it was 8 million in real life, I think. So I am going to pay 8 million. I'm going to pay exactly what they paid in real life. I think that is the fee. And I can't be bothered. Double checking. So we are going to actually pay 8 million. And they're going to accept that. Lovely. Decent wage as well. 8,400. Comes in as a great player. Bit of a cheeky signing on bonus. He'll take 5 years. I give him important. I don't even think I needed to give him important. But he's probably going to get see a lot of game time. Play a lot of games for us. The question is at the moment is what formation we're going to play. I've set up a 4-4-2 and a 4-3-3. And I'm not sure what we're going to play. And Elise doesn't particularly fit in either. It might actually come down to retraining him to be a right midfielder. Of course, we've got Zaha at the moment on the left. So we could retrain Elise to play on the right. It's only going to take 18 weeks to do. But I'm cautious whether he wants to be a right winger or a right mid. I mean, both of them are going to be short periods of time. So we'll go for right midfielder for now. Do need to improve his weak foot, though, because he's left-footed. Although I will be cutting inside with him, not really looking to cross. It'd be nice for him to be a little bit stronger on his right, be good with both feet. Diana Hover, the 18-year-old, is only 63 rated, but he's showing great potential. So maybe I think he's someone we should actually go in for. So we weren't done there so far. We did also bring in Mitchell van Bergen for 6.2 million on a 4-year contract, 23.5 grand. It brings in our first Dutch player. He's also extremely quick, can play right or left wing. Very versatile, very good on the ball, very comfortable. Will play into our new style of football perfectly. And I know who wanted him. You finally got him. So James MacArthur's transfer talks are broken down. Sacco did agree his deal, so he's going to leave. And now we've got an offer for Joel Ward as well. He was let go on a free, so we're just going to accept that instantly. Van Aanholt has now departed the club. We'll have that money coming in as well as a little bit of the tournament prize money as we did make it through. So 24.82 million left in the budget. And again, way too much wages. So there's going to be an easy change in there again. So we're probably roughly around the 30 million mark because we're not going to be looking to sign anyone who's on ridiculously high wages at the moment. It's probably going to be young talent from other leagues and giving them the opportunity to flourish as we look to freshen up this squad. An offer here for Gary Cahill as well from Besiktas. We're just going to accept that instantly, as well as a loan offer for Jordan Ayew, which I've just got zero interest in accepting. 2 years, he goes to Augsburg. Doesn't really do anything for me. With Van Aanholt leaving, we do need to bring in a replacement, and that replacement is going to be another left back, another Dutch lad, and it's going to be Jetro Willems. Quick, pacey, can get the job done. First team player, important, 4 years, 31 grand on the wages. Happy to have him in. Andros Townsend has now been sold to Lazio for 9.5 million. We'll see 7 of it. Connor Wickham went for 1.4. We'll see 975 of that. We have a transfer offer here for Scott Dan as well from Bournemouth. We are going to just accept that, though. We are not going to accept this loan deal. We keep getting them for Jordan Ayew. I don't know why. Well, it's that time, boys. It's that time. It's weird seeing the Premiership logos in the background and stuff because it's that time for our first game in charge of Crystal Palace here in this series, and we are going to be taking on freshly promoted Watford. and they've got a good team. I'm not going to lie. They've actually got a very good team. I think they could do all right in this league season. This will be our starting 11 for the first game of the season. Ayew and Batshuayi up top. We're going to go with 4-4-2 for now. Eze on the left, Zaha on the right, Milivojevic and Riedveld in the centre of the pack. Hopefully holding strong Kouyaté and Tompkins at the back. Ferguson at right back, Jedro Willems at left back. I'm going to try my best not to use the players that are supposed to be leaving the club. That's why Ferguson is at right back. We need a right back as quickly as possible. But that's going to be the starting 11 for his first game here against Watford. Well, I can't lie. I'm extremely excited about this one. Being in the Premiership is going to be fun. We haven't done the Premiership yet, and it's going to be exciting. And this is going to be really tough. This Crystal Palace side is not fantastic. There's a lot of work needed to be done here at the moment. You can see it with the squad, really. You could argue that in terms of a complete team, this Watford side is potentially better than this Palace side. We've just got some real talent, especially out wide there. So I'm nervous. This is going to be a really tough rebuild. It's going to be a real tough rebuild, and I'm expecting this first season to be very difficult as we look to bring in fresh-faced young talent to improve in the future. Well, there we go. The first kickoff of this series. We're going 4-4-2. It's not really a formation I've played before. We're going to win the ball back here instantly, though. Jordan Ayew now. What can he do? I asked for Batshuayi to make the run. And the ball wasn't great, but that was a nice start. I'm expecting this one to be maybe one of the easier games of the season. When you take on a freshly promoted side, you expect to be having a much easier time than playing against one of the big boys. But we're a London club, and we need to start flexing as if we're a London club, I think, as time goes on. But for now, I don't think we're going to get the really beautiful football we want until we bring in the crop of players we need. We just need to be strong defensively and hopefully get some good breakaways. Both new transfers, of course, for Palace on the bench, which is always nice to see. Excited to see what I could do with Riedveld. I think he's a good player. And with this man out wide here, Eze. Can I cut inside? I can. Eze cuts inside. Our first shot of the series nearly leads to a goal. What a save that is from Foster. I'm really excited to be using Eze. I'm not going to lie. I think he's a supreme talent. Great young player. Oh, I'm not sure that was going in, but a good save regardless. Well, Troy Deeney's been set through here. We need to be good defensively at the back. Kouyaté is our best centre-back by a country mile, and he does a good job there. Well, I've had Chukwueze. Now I've got Wilfred Zaha. I can't really complain when it comes to having very good pacey wide men. Eze now. Jordan Ayew. Can he do? I need movement. I'm going to get movement. Through to Zaha. Can he put it back across? Batshuayi gets his first goal in this save. There we go. The man on loan from Chelsea. The man maybe we could look at bringing permanently if we enjoy using him. It's the first goal, and it's this ball to Zaha in behind. He's going to be so pivotal for us. And a lovely headed goal. Ben Foster might wish he could have done better there. Well, the first goal in this series is scored there by Batshuayi. A player I actually rated for years, but just hasn't really done the job anywhere. Branded, I suppose, at the time, the next Romelu Lukaku. He's not really shown that kind of form at any stage of his career. Watford coming forward now with Troy Deeney. This is nice play. Smiler Sarr, lovely ball in. A great save by Guaita. Needed to be. Ayew plays that in again. And this is going to be what we have. Eze. Oh, he tried it to be cute. Tried for the nutmeg. Kiko Femenia. Oh, it's lovely. Troy Deeney, and another big save. Another big save. The half-time whistle goes here at Vicarage Road, and we are 1-0 to the good, but it's been a close game. We've needed a couple of good saves in that first half. We haven't looked brilliant, but it's clear to see that Zaha and Eze are going to have a real impact getting in behind for us. Well, the shock surprise that elsewhere around the grounds, freshly promoted Brentford are 2-0 up against Manchester City. Who would have thought that was going to happen here on the opening day in the Premiership? It can always spring some big surprises. Speaking of big surprises, we don't want any here. A second goal would be lovely for Palace, but more than anything, with the state of the squad as it is, we'll look to counter out wide, and we'll look to keep the ball. We'll look to be smart with it and not be open. We want to be as rigid as possible. About there is going to find Eze. He's brilliant to use. I'm going to slide that one out wide to Jetro Willems. Back into Jordan Ayew now. Jordan Ayew just really wondering who he's going to play the ball to. Riedveld. Back up to Batshuayi now. Tries to play in Jordan Ayew. Wasn't bad. Batshuayi ends himself back on the ball with Foster saving it. We've got a little bit lucky there with the bounce, not going to lie. It's another great save from Foster. Batshuayi maybe could have hit it first time. Gave Foster enough time to set himself. And we'll see what we can do from the corner. We do have some height in players like Batshuayi. We're not bad at taking corners, are we? That didn't work to our favour. We'll play this out wide now, and then Eze's going to whip it in, and that was nearly an own goal. That was nearly an own goal. Now we're going to go with Milivojevic. I'm just going to drill this, and I'm just going to see what happens. Why not? Crazy goal! And we hit the crossbar. Absolutely gutted for him. Would have been a great way for him to cap his tenure here under Yorkie. Wasn't a bad opportunity. Milivojevic is going to have to be as mobile as I can get him to be. To be honest with you, both central midfielders are. This moment in time, they don't really have that in their locker. We've got that mobility out wide. Lovely bit of play here. Riedwald now tries to find Batshuayi. He'll stand it up, and then Milivojevic with a shot. Too easy for Ben Foster. Jordan Ayew now finds Batshuayi. The angle might be a bit too tight for him. Tries to turn. Cabaselli's there, and then Ben Foster's there. Putting the pressure on now, though. We're going to go for a double sub here as we take the corner. Mateta's going to come on. And also, Elisi's going to come on. Zaha's going to go up top. There's no way he can't be in the squad, but unfortunately for Batshuayi, he was a little bit tired. I'm going to whip this one in, and it's Mateta instantly on the ball. Ben Foster will just clutch it. Let's see what Elisi can offer us out wide. Well, Elisi's instantly taken up the number 7. I can instantly see he's going to be good on the ball. Mateta might be in for this. Oh, he got his chest on it, but just enough of a destruction there by the centre-back. Oh, we might have the opportunity back, though. Wilfried Zaha now. Good footwork from him. Can he do now once he's in this position? He's going to try and play that back across. That's lovely. Riedwald just couldn't get enough on it. Oh, this is going to be an opportunity here for Watford here. Vicarage Road will be bouncing if they manage to get a goal there. First goal back in the Premiership it would be as well. Jetro Willems does really well there. They're really running out of time, and that is exactly what we want from Milivojevic. Just break up play. Well, this is pretty much the opportunity, right? This is pretty much the opportunity right now for Watford. Let's see what they can do with it. Well, Sarr stands over it. I'm not sure what to expect here. Sarr with it. It does hit the wall, but it bounces quite kindly. João Pedro now, the young Brazilian. Don't let him get the ball in. Oh, he does get the ball in, and Tompkins is there. And that should be the game. And our first victory of the season, in very much Crystal Palace fashion, is a 1-0. I feel like we played all right in that one. Watford had their moments. But that is the first 3 points on the board, boys. I couldn't be happier. Crazy thing there is Man City did actually lose to Brentford. So that's just absolutely mad. But a great result for us. Zaha's happy because he said he wanted to play. And I told him he could play. He played extremely well as well. I can already feel that those wide players in this team are going to be really important to us. So we've got an interesting transfer offer here. We are going to go in for Matt Grimes, who I do fancy bringing into the club. I think he really suits the style of football we play in the centre of the park. Jordan Ayew is who they want back, and I'm actually going to accept it. I'm going to let Jordan Ayew go back to Swansea, and we're going to bring Matt Grimes in replace. Of course, we're losing a lot of strength in depth in the centre of the park with the players that are leaving the club. I mean, Matt Grimes comes in perfectly and does a job there. 23.5 grand a week. I'm really happy with that transfer. Suits what we're trying to do here. Quite realistic. We poach a player from the Championship that's pretty decent in the side he's in. We also let Jordan Ayew go back to Swansea and see what he can do there for the Swans. A transfer offer in now for Riedwald, and to be honest with you, apart from the players that have already left the club, I don't see us letting anybody else go naturally. Riedwald's a very good player. CDM, left back, centre back. Really does fill a lot of the positions we want. Plus, he's a young Dutch player, which is kind of, we want that theme. We want those kind of players in the team. I'm going to keep him. I'm going to reject that from Betis. So players that have left the club so far, we've got Sakho's left, Van Aanholt's left, Joe Ward's left, Cahill's left, MacArthur's left, Townsend's left, Wickham's left, Hennessy's left, and Scott Dan's left so far. There's still more players to leave the club, so of course a big overhaul in the team. A lot of these players leaving, a lot of them older, but it's certainly impacted the wages, as I said, like hugely. If we look at the transfer budget now, you can see that we've got 46.35 million and 388k on the wages, and of course we definitely don't need that 388k, because when you look at the kind of players that we're trying to sign, they're not going to have ultimately massive wages. So we do actually have a very tasty transfer budget instantly because of that scenario, but we're not going to be spending that money willy-nilly. We're going to be bringing in players that suit the kind of team that we are. For now, there won't be any major signings, but make sure to let me know who you think we should be adding to the list, and players even potentially we could be looking at in future. But that is episode number 1 in the books, done and dusted, and I genuinely can't wait to sit down and record the other one now. And I'm recording this on Monday, So I've got to wait for your feedback and can't record another one until Thursday. I hate that. I really hate that already. But I appreciate the support as per usual, boys. I'm sure you smashed this one out of the park. Hit the like button. It helps the first video do really well to bring new people to the channel, as well as smashing that subscribe button. I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you in the next one where we bring in a whole host of new players because we got a really tiny squad now that all of them are going.